This is Craig Migliaccio from HVACR, and today we're going over 5 methods to determine if you have a clogged evaporator coil causing low airflow, and I'm going to show you some of the methods using some of the diagnostic tools that we have out in the field, and also methods that don't require any specialty tools. Our first method involves using a digital water column manometer and static pressure tips, and so this unit has a blower motor down here, and that blower motor has to exert a certain amount of pressure in order to move the airflow across the furnace and AC coil, so we can measure the static pressure to see if it's too high. And so we can do that with a 2-port digital manometer or a single port like this. So first thing we're going to do is take this cover off. Now inside of this furnace cabinet over here you're going to find the thermal limit switch. So that's up here. It could be mounted back behind the gas valve. So what we're going to want to do is, with the power off, we're going to want to remove this. We're going to take our static pressure tip attached to our digital water column manometer. We're going to put this in and we're going to face it downwards, and we're going to cover over the hole. You could always use tin tape to cover the hole if needed, and make sure you zero out your water column manometer. And the other thing is, with this switch, make sure that this doesn't short out on any metal, because we're going to go ahead and turn the power back on in order to measure this. So right now you see we're measuring a static pressure of 0.857, so that's a very high static pressure. That is measuring everything that is downstream of the blower motor as positive pressure. Then we're going to add our second pressure tip, and we're going to put that on this side of the coil. So we need to drill a hole in the supply plenum in order to put this tip. We'll point it downwards to read the static pressure in the supply plenum and before the coil, so that'll take a pressure differential across it, and you can see it's 0.67 is our pressure drop across the coil, and that's significantly high. So we know we have a problem with this, but you can also compare this to the static pressure of the model coil at the selected airflow. So you can use the manufacturer's literature to determine if you have a higher static pressure drop across this coil than what the manufacturer chart says, and that means that the underside is clogged with dust. And so you don't need a 2-port digital manometer in order to do this, so you can just use a single port. So you can take your measurement here, which is 0.85, and you take your second measurement here, which is 0.18, so you got 0.85 minus 0.18, and so you have your same pressure drop across this coil. So you know for sure that this coil is clogged because you have more than, say, 0.4 or 0.5 inches of water column pressure drop across here. And so coils typically are never that high, and so they could range anywhere from, say, 0.1 to maybe 0.4 or something around there, but you want to compare this to the manufacturer's literature to know. Now, if you want to learn more about measuring static pressure and total external static pressure, make sure to check out the video and article I have linked down in the description section below. Method number 2 includes a video scope, and so right here you can see we have a lit up head right here that can move, and we can also video this. So I'm actually videoing this right now, and so we're going to take this and we're going to put it right in through that thermal limit sensor hole, and we can look around. So we can see the coil right there, and we can pan down, and so we can see that especially the back of it is clogged with dust. So we know that we're going to have to take this out and clean it. So you can see that this is really fully clogged up right there. And so you can see a lot with this video scope, and you could even look down at the furnace heat exchangers. And so of course you could also use this as a double verification after you measure static pressure as well. And so this is a Teflon video scope. You could find this over at Trutechtools. You could also drill a hole into the side of the furnace here. You just want to make sure to do that with a unibit, and make sure to not hit the heat exchanger, make sure to not hit the refrigerant coil, and then you can go ahead and take a video of the entire inside of your evaporator coil here. And so you could show that to the building owner, and so it's just nice to be able to have this movable tip and the ability to take photos or videos, and also to have that light on the end just to be able to see. And so this is pretty nice compared to other video scopes that don't have that movable tip. So when you're done, make sure to put a plug in here and also replace your thermal limit switch before you leave. Method number 3 involves removing the front cover of the evaporator coil and then removing the screws on the little A plate in order to visually inspect on the inside. So you could remove this plate completely or just pull it back, and so you can see this side here, and then on the other side you can take a picture with your phone, or you can take a mirror with another flashlight in order to visually inspect this side. It's definitely harder with a mirror. The nice thing about this method is if you can completely remove this A plate right here, then you can just clean it while it's in place right here with a shop vac and the comb brush. And then you just want to make sure to reinstall this when you're done to make sure the airflow goes through the coil instead of around the coil. Method number 4 can be used on 80% efficient furnaces because they only have one single heat exchanger, and so down here we can remove the electrical compartment and also the blower motor and look in and up past the heat exchanger to the coil. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the power's off, and I'm going to remove the electrical and also the blower motor. Make sure to take a picture before you start. I'm first going to remove some of the terminals and the Molex plug, and then pull out the electrical panel, and then unscrew some of the screws that hold the blower motor in place, and then pull that out of the way, and then I can get in there and fit in there and take a photo or a video upwards past the heat exchanger coils up to the bottom side of the evaporator coil to see if it's clogged. So in this case you can see the dust on there, so you can see that it is clogged. Method number 5 is if you happen to have a flex duct and maybe a little extra line set length, it may be possible to shift this coil back, and that would expose the underside of the coil. And likewise, if you have a flex line or a union on the gas line and maybe B vent on your gas furnace, it may be possible to slide this forward with the power off and the gas off, and thereby exposing the underside of the coil. And what's nice about this is if you can expose enough, you could potentially clean the underside of the coil while all this stuff is kind of in place. And then so after you're done, just make sure you seal everything up again, leak test your gas line, and make sure your exhaust is all secure before you're complete. So I hope this video helped, and if you're looking for any of these tools using this video, you can find them over at Trutechtools.com. Make sure to use the coupon code acservicetech to receive 8% off. And if you are interested in learning more about HVAC, make sure to head to our website over at acservicetech.com, where we have a bunch of free resources there, such as articles, quick tips, quizzes, calculators, the podcast, and also make sure to check out our refrigerant charging and service procedures for air conditioning book and the inverter mini split operation and service procedures book. So that just came out in January of 2023, and we have our books and ebooks available over at acservicetech.com, and we have our paperback books over at Amazon. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next time at AC Service Tech channel.